always say I don't regret anything that I've done, but I regret the decisions that I chose not to make.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Because there's truth behind it. Life is full of chances and things that we choose to do and choose not to do.
Hey everyone, welcome to the second episode of No More Strangers. For those returning after the first episode, thank you so much for your continuing support. If you're new here, I'm so glad you found us and I hope that you enjoy what we're building. This week I'm trying something a little different and I'd love to hear your thoughts. Feel free to drop a comment or message me on Instagram. I'll be reading even if I'm told you're never supposed to read the comments. While this podcast is a personal project, my goal is to bridge the gaps between people, so understanding how you receive these conversations is very important to me. Today I'm talking with David Austin Marks, a fifth-generation Texas rancher who brings a unique perspective on life, land, and self-reliance. I met David in mid-October while looking to pick some bulk hot peppers for a smoked pepper powder project. Pardon the P alliteration. His dedication to ranching, farming, and his faith really stood out to me. Our conversation wasn't quite as lively as the first episode, but it offers a quieter, more reflective look at a lifestyle that's deeply rooted in tradition and self-sufficiency. So let's dive in, and I hope that you'll find something here to spark your own thoughts on community, resilience, and the ties that bind us to the land. Do you want to destroy my day with a super hot of some sort? We don't have to. I plan on it, but it doesn't mean I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
And you had mentioned before that you have a way of dealing with. Oh, so we got some Texas yellows, and tell me those aren't Reapers. Those are.
No, those are Texas Big Reds.
Okay. Those are good. I remember thinking that was okay. Yeah, the one that looks like a gnarly. Yeah, that guy looks gnarly and hot.
Yeah.
You monster.
But if you want to start with, that'd be fine. Or I could start you with something that's hotter than a ghost pepper.
I'm okay with not starting with that, but I am going to take a picture of this stupid thing and how silly I feel, but I'm doing it. Yeah, you know what? The regret is real, David. Just a few seeds. Yeah, I remember this guy.
Yeah. And lots of floral flavor.
Tons of floral.
Lots of flavor. And then you'll get
the heat.
You'll get the back end of it.
It's exactly heat. Back end, mostly back left for me right now.
Yeah.
So nobody cares about that, but
yeah.
Let's see if I finish this thing. When I was out here harvesting in October,
yeah,
I think I mentioned this to you, but Ron was messing with me, I think.
Oh, no, that's what he does. He does that to everyone.
He acted like it was going to be no big deal. He's, oh yeah, you like peppers, right? I was like, I'm here, right?
Yeah.
And, now we're playing.
Yeah.
Water's not going to make it any better, is it?
Well, so it's all in the mind at this point. So drink and just keep drinking liquid. That's the best thing for you.
Yeah, there will almost certainly then be a pee break at some point. Holy crap.
Yeah.
So you mentioned when we were chatting that full fats or full protein? Or
full fat.
Full fat helps mitigate some of this.
Yeah, so basically capsaicin is an oil.
Yep.
And that oil compound binds when we're going molecular here.
Yeah.
And to the best of my ability, but it binds to full fat.
This is way hotter than the other day felt.
And so things like peanut butter, avocado, heavy cream, whole milk works, but it is watered down because milk comes out of the cow and then you have to pasteurize it.
Yep.
That pasteurization and all the filtering, this and the other, leads you to the product that we get.
Yep.
Which is watered down. Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, you got any of that full fat? And no is acceptable. I will work through this. I say with some level of hubris.
It's not ground.
Okay. But some peanuts or something?
But they're mixed nuts.
Perfect.
So,
that helps.
Yeah.
Okay. And they're cold.
Yeah. I could put these over here if you need them.
That is instantaneous.
Yeah. No,
I'm sure the audio is terrible, but whatever.
Oh, you're getting that ASMR effect right now.
Oh, I get you. I've never played with that. Do you enjoy ASMR?
My kids do.
Really? Like to calm nerves or destimulate?
I don't know what they why they are fascinated by it, but one day I walked into the kitchen and my son, we were eating lunch. I had to go get something from my truck.
Yeah.
And he's recording an ASMR video of him eating his meal and like cracking the can and and I just was like, what? We're eating. Put the phone down. Everyone these days is literally this.
Yeah.
Versus
just on their phone instead of engaging.
Conversation.
Yeah.
And I admit to it too. I do it.
I'm not casting stones. Yeah. But I mean, we can act like we are because we're older. But
but we've drifted so far away from that part of society. And that's why go to the woods. Go outside.
Yeah. Let's use this, I guess, as a jumping on point. Today on No More Strangers, I'm joined by David Austin Marks. David is a fifth-generation Texas rancher and a farmer, and has forged a life for himself which balances tradition and innovation while also carving his own spiritual path. From stepping away from ranching in pursuit of a degree in emergency medicine and outdoor education, to working as a chef and a firefighter, to running his family ranch and raising exotic animals, his journey is one of constant exploration and resilience. It's funny, the pepper makes me slow down. Thanks. Today we will dive into his passion for the land, the fine art of farming and growing super hot peppers for Hill Country Hot Peppers, and his blend of traditional Christianity with the spiritual connection he finds in nature. Along the way, we will explore how he adapted to the challenges presented by COVID-19, as well as his philosophy on community and self-reliance. David, I know this is only our third time even talking, so I'm sure that I missed some things. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we just jump right in?
No. I think you nailed it on the top.
Cool.
Very nice to have you.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me back out. I don't know if I've talked about this at all really, but this is my second time out to the property. The last time I was out here, I had reached out to y'all through Instagram because I was looking for some super hots to smoke and make some really tasty replacement for cayenne pepper in my meals. And y'all had a thing called, it was the Texas Big Yellow.
Texas Big Yellow.
Which, tell me about that.
So
this isn't a plug, I just love this stuff.
No, so the Texas Big Yellow was created by my partner, Ron. And we believe the cross is a Jamaican Scotch bonnet and a Carolina Reaper.
Sure.
So you get all the fruity floral notes that you get behind a Scotch bonnet, but then the back step of that and the oomph comes from that Reaper.
I'm getting some of that oomph right now still. The lips are a little on fire, but I can speak a little more without sounding like I'm drowning in my own drool.
Yes. That's where the block, or not the block, but the relief helps.
It does.
It will calm down and tone down capsaicin, which there's not a lot out there that actually does that. And everyone has their own trick. Mm-hmm. For me, like I've told you, I go for peanut butter pretty much constantly. That's my go-to. Because you can't drink enough milk. You can't drink enough. By the time you chug a whole carton of heavy cream, you're not going to feel very well.
No, it's a different problem at that point. And a lot of part of the Scoville scale.
Correct.
The idea there is the amount of sugar necessary to mitigate the potency of the capsaicin, right?
Yeah.
So I always used to think it was, hey, let's go do something like ice cream, where you get a combination of that high fat plus some sugar, which is part of the mitigating element. Yeah. But I'm sure you've tried all these things. Is ice cream even close to as good as peanut butter, or
ice cream's close to peanut butter? Just because in order to make ice cream, you have to use heavy cream, and now then you're adding sugars and but the heavy cream binds
really the binding of the oil
to the oil.
That makes sense.
The name of the game is find something that binds.
Yeah, because it's less mitigation and it's more taking it away from your taste buds and anything else that's going to notice it.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if you watch it or not. Hot Ones on YouTube.
I've watched several episodes of that. By far, one of my favorite is Gordon Ramsay.
I mean, he cursed a fair bit, but yeah.
It just because he cracked me. I mean, he's a phenomenal chef.
Yep.
He's a personality, and you always see him angry in the kitchen. Like he's yelling at somebody.
Yep.
And to see him calm and then go off because of food
Because of pain.
and pain, and then cook
Yeah.
at the end of the episode, it was a fun one to watch.
One of the things I always try to watch on that, and we were just talking about it, is how people attempt to get rid of the heat. And it's usually, again, like some ice cream or yogurt. Actually seems intelligent.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot of people just drink water, and the water does nothing. Can confirm. Water does nothing. It spreads around the oil, and then you're just sad afterwards.
Yeah. No, pain and capsaicin, and because it stimulates your endorphin, it's an endorphin rush.
Yes, sir.
And that is response to pain, and in a way, it is a complete mental game.
Yeah.
If you mentally prepare yourself and mentally tell yourself, no, you're not going to own me, Pepper.
Yeah.
All I got is water, because there's some days that's all I have out here, and I'm trying 3 to 4 peppers a day.
Yeah, you called that the ladder, right?
Yeah.
And that's literally a daily thing. You were saying it was quality control, but also that's got to be doing something for your immune system on some level as well, doesn't it? Or am I making this up and
It's definitely it's been a health benefit. Capsaicin is known to be really good for you.
Is that it does, and you may know, may not, is that an antioxidant support issue, or
that I
that's
do
fair?
know that
Then we
I
don't
do
need to talk on that.
No, truly, it's rare I get stumped in a question
On pepper.
I truly don't know if it's that property. I could guess that probably it leads down those lines.
Yeah.
But the ladder that I climb every day. It's quality control. It's checking the peppers. It's making sure that if you ask for a ghost pepper, this is ghost pepper heat. This isn't a bell pepper.
It's not watered down by poblano. It's not.
It's got the pep in its step.
Yep.
And that that is important to us because that's what we specialize in.
Right.
And we believe in quality over anything.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't pass and check through myself or Ron,
Yep.
doesn't leave.
Yeah.
I create something out of it, and I've created way too much.
Yeah. And I think we'll circle back around to some of this down the line.
Yeah.
And I almost want to just jump right into it. But frankly, let's talk more about you and how you came to be here. I'm thinking about what is it like to grow up in rural Texas, because we're out in Wimberley. It's a good 40 minutes from the southern tip of Austin where I live to get here. It's not an urban density.
No, rolling hills and lots of space. Growing up, I learned that I love to be in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
That is where I was the calmest. That is where I was the happiest. And it's also where I spent 95% of my life. And, growing up, I'm back and forth a lot just because I come from a hardworking family. Mm-hmm. There was no break.
Yeah.
We were going, if we were not in school, we were doing farm chores and ranch chores.
Yeah.
Being a kid and running around in the wood. My parents didn't expect a 5-year-old he's going to be stacking bales of hay.
It's just not physically viable.
But, the separation there was, I learned that I love being outside, and also that day and age, that's what you did. Yeah. And that really, to me, that helped me grow up. And that helped me also pick that I like living where my neighbors are a mile away.
Yeah.
I don't like living when my neighbors are 10 feet separated from me breathing down my neck.
Why do you think that is? Is it just because that's how you grew up and that's what your experience was of peace and comfort? Or do you think that would have occurred for you had you grown up? I know, impossible question to answer.
I think you reverse sides of anything. It
How do you mean that?
I would have found my comfort somewhere.
Okay. So you think it
but-
really is nature more than an experience on that?
But I think what the draw was that I figured out that everything I love to do is outside and has to have space. And
I get that.
you can't get that in a city.
Yeah.
I've gone back and forth between big cities and the ranch, and I can't wait to get in my truck and drive home.
So that's super interesting to me. And full disclosure, I think I'm getting to the head high phase of the pepper. So this is going to be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mentioned before we started recording, but I grew up out in Northeast Ohio, very rural, population 700. I don't know what the density was. Hartsgrove, Ohio, right? Nobody's heard of it, and that's fine. It was about a 16 by 1 acre plot, and about 14 of those acres were just Northeast Ohio woodlands, right? Just forest.
Yeah.
And same as you, like 5 years old, 4 years old, running around in the field, running around in the woods. And that was amazing. And I still have to make time every week at the minimum to get out and get away from people and get into nature. But I also really enjoy living closer to people. And I was asking the nature versus experience in terms of how somebody chooses where they like to live. And for me, I haven't really solved that yet. I love isolation.
Yeah.
And I love being able to just be quiet and not have anybody around. But also, I love being able to walk out the front door and see people and meet strangers, which is, it's a weird balance.
Yeah. It's definitely, everyone finds their center. I'll say it that way.
Sure.
And for me, as I got older and grew up and had kids and lived life, I learned that in those incidences, I want to do something or be around. I could be around people out here.
Yeah.
Just because I'm in the middle of nowhere doesn't mean there's not people.
You're absolutely right. Yeah.
But if I want to be condensed into that populace, I could drive to the city. I could drive to Austin.
Yeah,
I
you're
could
40
drive,
minutes. Yeah.
I could drive to San Antonio.
Oh, yeah.
I can go to Houston. And there's certain things that draw us. And of course, more country than anything when I say this. The rodeo.
Yeah.
That is something I grew up around. That is something that's a part of me.
Yeah.
And that's something that I love going to do.
Have you ever participated in a rodeo?
I have.
No kidding.
I have.
What is that like?
It's an adrenaline rush itself. You're competing, you're working your ass off.
Yeah.
But now you have, you're doubling up. You have you and an animal that you rely on.
Yeah.
That or the unknown.
So when you're referring to the animal, were you on horseback or were you on bull?
I've done all of it.
Bull riding looks like madness to me. Like borderline, not even borderline. You cross the threshold into madness when you get on a really angry bull.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it takes a lot of oomph and cojones to do it. It's a lot of mental focus and a lot of strength, because it's one thing, and it's something I appreciate with rodeo athletes and anyone that's been around it, is the work that you have to put in and what comes out of it. And when you go to wild animals or a bronc or a bull or any of that, it's an unknown factor, because you have to rely on that's who you're competing with.
Right.
And you have to work together with that animal to get to the end.
And the animal doesn't know it's working with you.
No. The animal, all they're trying to do is get you off.
Yeah.
And they want to go,
you.
and that's all their concern is.
Yeah.
That's one thing that we've always enjoyed going to. I've been around the Houston rodeo a lot. The Austin, more than I have been around the San Antonio. And as my kids grow, that was one goal that we had, my wife and I, that we would get them into 4-H or FFA and allow them to kind of branch out and enjoy that. And my son got hooked in that. And of course, he wants the biggest animal that is known to man. And I want to start. He wants to do horses, and I was like, hold on, bud. Let's back up the phone here. Let's do something like a sheep or a pig or something a little smaller.
You'll have to pardon me for the break-in here. It was at this moment in the conversation that Ron, David's father-in-law, came into the kitchen to talk about some of the day-to-day realities of running the ranch. I'll admit, it gave me a fresh perspective on how much I take for granted in my own life. The weather here in Central Texas is about to turn, possibly leading to changes in harvest planning and preparation. They also talked about how much David's son could help while balancing his schoolwork with farm duties, and even got into the nitty-gritty of which plants to prune, what hasn't been performing well at market, and then deciding what to do with the resulting product, which may or may not be sold. It was a fascinating glimpse into the rapid shifts in priorities and the constant balancing act of a working farm. I truly regret that the audio wasn't salvageable. Ron just kind of came in and did what he had to do, which I respect. That did not include getting him mic'd up. That's okay. Anyway, I wanted to share this window into their world because it gave me a deeper appreciation for the work that happens behind the scenes. We all know that a lot happens on a farm, or at least I suspect we all know that. And it was kind of interesting to be in the room while this happened.
Or the peppers kicked in.
Oh my God, the pepper. I'm almost back to taking another bite, but I know better because of what just happened.
Yeah.
I'll finish it afterwards.
I will continue to harp on go outside.
It seems to help. It helps in very different, strange ways for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like just being around the trees, you start to feel more calm. At least personally, I do.
Yeah. It's like me asking you this question.
Yeah.
Because I know you know how to shovel snow.
I definitely do.
And I know you know how to split wood and stack wood and all that.
Yes,
just
sir.
From our pre-conversation.
Yeah.
At the moment of you finishing, okay, it's split, and we're done splitting wood for this season. Mm-hmm. You don't want to see it again. You don't want to do it again. But if I take that away from you for 4 years,
it feels very strange.
And you go back to it, you go, I actually miss this. I actually enjoy this.
Yeah.
Same with shoveling snow.
First time I moved away from snow, I go out to California, and you'd think, oh, this is going to be perfect, idyllic bliss. And the first time the weather didn't change in the fall, I started feeling very strange.
Yeah.
We had fire season instead of fall, which is a whole different reality that I'd never experienced. But it wasn't that the leaves were changing, it was that the sky turned yellow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What you realize through experience is the things that you miss.
Yeah.
And the things that you want to be around.
Yep.
And I shoveled snow for every winter when I lived up in New England.
Absolutely.
And I moved home in the first year. I was like, this is nice. I don't have to go shovel snow. It's cold, but I don't have to go shovel snow.
But there's this weird impulse where when it gets a little cold, you want to be outside early and getting that done.
Oh, and snowpocalypse, when that happened to us.
I was driving through the state when that happened. Yeah.
And we got a foot of snow here. I couldn't have been the happiest person. I'm like, yes, I got to take snow off my truck.
Yeah, but you're not shoveling this driveway. Just for reference, this is not a short driveway. I know nobody can see this.
No,
but
this driveway just is a snow run. You create the tracks and stay in your tracks.
Okay, I was going to ask if y'all had I don't even know, a plow of some sort. You got a backhoe maybe or something?
I would use the tractor. If I needed to, I could use the tractor bucket and do the same thing in theory.
That feels like a bad use of time.
Not as pretty.
Yeah.
A snowplow would be a little quicker.
Well, definitely.
But you do it like you do at the airport. Yep. They don't have time to snowplow a whole airport.
No, sir.
They're bringing in backhoes and bulldozers and pushing on top of all the little... but that's the airport we're talking about. That's the whole...
Yeah. I do know what you mean, though, bringing it back to you start to miss some of that oddly terrible work.
Yeah.
And I mean, up north, it's a thing where during the first real snow where we get the heavy wet, there's going to be somebody having a heart attack. The dispatchers know what's coming.
Yeah.
And they call it heart attack snow.
Yep.
Up northeast, I'm sure you're familiar with it. And it's, in my 40s now, like when we were back up in Ohio a couple of years back, I had to be careful.
Yeah.
I wasn't in snowplow shape or snow shovel shape.
Yeah. No, it's definitely something that you'll miss, but you have to readapt to.
Yeah.
It is not, oh, I could do this like when I was 18 years old. And sure, I've become smart enough to think things through and go, pace.
Yeah.
It will get done.
It's the price of age is wisdom and pacing. We don't recover like we used to.
No, recovery is a real pain in the ass now.
Yeah, it is. I agree with that. This is fifth generation ranching for you. Do you have a little insight into the history of the ranch and how the family has maintained it for 5 generations? That seems like a lot to me, but I don't know how that is in terms of the Texas experience out on the land.
So, in terms of Texas experience, it's short.
Really?
But in terms of the family experience, we could get into that. And so, my family originally came over on the ship.
Yeah.
But they landed in Texas, and they made their way to Orange, Texas,
Okay.
and basically ran a farm and kind of a convenience store, farm to table kind of convenience store ordeal.
Right.
Lived in the store like most families did back then. This is long time ago.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what 5 generations equates to.
And that generation spun off and started a ranch in northeast Texas.
Okay.
And that was the family ranch. And grandmother, great grandmother, so on and so forth. When my great grandmother died, she had owed taxes.
Okay.
And at the time, and my family could not undertake that. And it was easier to sell the property and reinvest it into the start of another ranch.
Got it. And that's the one here
That's
in
the one in Fredericksburg.
Or in Fredericksburg. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
And so that's what we did. Because if we did it the other way, we would have had to sell everything we had,
Yep.
uproot, move,
Yeah.
and still no guarantee at the end of the day that everything's going to run. Because my great grandmother was the last to live there.
Okay.
Things were running and falling down. And so that's when we got the place in Fredericksburg. And the race was on.
Yeah.
And like my father, I've always worked hard and always done multiple things all at once.
Yeah. Yeah. And you had mentioned your father had been a lawyer on the side to help keep things going, which is an interesting way of saying it, right?
It's an interesting. My dad right now, I could tell you, has 2 professions.
Sure.
He's a lawyer and he's a rancher, and he loves ranch work.
Yeah.
That's fun for him.
Yeah.
And if you look at it in a generational way, people can argue oh no, you have to be strict to this dotted line of this is all you do.
Right.
When in reality, what is a rancher? What is a farmer? You're a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
You do
and it doesn't have to be a scale that makes sense to everybody.
No.
Yeah.
And I am my own plumber. I am my own electrician. I am my welder. I am my accountant. You're really taking a broad look and doing so many things all at the same time.
Yeah. So why not be a lawyer, or in your case, a chef or
Yeah.
a firefighter on the side?
Yeah.
Because and it's like a multi-purpose option there too, right? Because the ranch has to make what the ranch has to make.
Yeah.
But that's not always enough to maintain the ranch, that feels really rough, but at the same time, it makes sense with the jack of all trades mindset. it's not always going to be sustainable.
Yeah, you have to do something to pay the bill at the end of the day.
Yeah, be that full-on ranching and farming or...
And my dad, I take credit to his work ethic and hope that I have that work ethic. I do. You are your own worst critic.
Always.
And I give great kudos to my dad, how hard he's worked to put everything that we have on the table.
Yeah.
Including guidance. Me buying this farm. This was guidance.
Oh, and
I didn't own a house. I owned a truck. We owned certain things, but I did things in reverse. I bought a farm before I bought a house.
yeah, sure, why not? It's totally reasonable.
But so generational, I can't even say that. Generation speaking is really how you look at it. And if you want to dive deep into it, you can follow my bloodline. We're ranchers, farmers. I have everything in there. Teachers.
Yeah.
My grandmother grew up working cornfields and horses.
That's cool.
And she would come home every day and help train the horses and ride the horses every day after school.
Yeah.
I actually named this farm after that would have been my great-grandfather. This farm is named. So this farm is called D2 Farms.
Got it. Okay.
Which stands for David Dixon Farms.
Got it.
And that's another thing that there's so many rabbit holes in this part
Absolutely.
of it, that I could go down and
I think what a lot of it seems to be leading to, and maybe it doesn't, maybe it does, but I'm curious, your father being a lawyer on the side, you had eventually stepped away from the ranch to pursue education. What was that part of it? Like your father's experience with higher education and becoming a lawyer, was that inspirational to you? Or did you just need a change of pace? Was it sort of the Texas version of the Amish Rumspringa, where you go away for a time and then decide what you want out of life?
I think that's it in a nutshell.
Okay.
I stepped away. My father and mother always pushed for my sister and I to be educated to the highest level that we could. And for me, I grew up with learning disabilities.
Okay.
So I have ADD, I have reading comprehension.
Ooh.
And the difficulties in that is you could lecture me, I could repeat it verbatim.
Sure.
But you ask me to take a test over it or a quiz over it, it's trickery to me in my brain. And me reading it, I have to read it 4, 5, 6 times before it really sinks. That's all good and dandy when it's something 4 pages long. But when you're talking about biology, etc., where I'm having to memorize a ton of information, but I have to do it 6 times.
And it probably doesn't feel like a good use of your time after a little while. Like it's just not going to work for your method of learning.
Correct. I'm watching friends that got home, knocked out homework in an hour, and they're done.
Yeah, multiply that by 5 for you, right?
Multiply that by 5.
Yeah.
And there were certain things that I was always actually good with science and history. Those were my strong subjects. And that really set the ladder to push for me to go further. And so I went to college, stepped away and did my first run of college, came back and realized that, you know what, maybe I'm done with school, but I still don't know what I want to do.
I understand that.
But how many of us have been in that boat?
A lot of us. Yeah. I have a lot of thoughts that aren't fully developed on the idea of when somebody should go to school.
Yeah.
I did not personally belong in school at 18. I probably would have done well, much to my... Sorry, Dad. Probably would have done well going to the military for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And just getting myself sorted, straightened out, grow up a little bit. Don't just go to school and start drinking. Whoops.
Yep. I sat in that boat with you.
Yep. A lot of us did, man.
And blocks of Cabot cheese, because Cabot is made in Vermont.
Okay. Oh, sure. And you were up there.
And so Cabot was cheap.
Yep. It's a good source of protein.
But that in a 30-pack of beer you'll gain some weight.
A little bit. Yeah.
But So I came home and my dad and I had lots of conversation, and he said, give it one more run. Try to get your 4-year degree. Mm-hmm. If that's not in the deck of cards, I will be behind you and support whatever you want. And so I gave it one more run, and that's when I went to New England College and got my degree.
Yeah.
Had the most amazing mentors and amazing people there. And really, I had taken everything in my educational career and carried it forward.
How do you mean that? That's interesting.
So, someone with learning disabilities, you have to learn tools and tricks to get through school.
Yeah.
And when I was younger, I thought they were absurd. I didn't want the help because I didn't want to be the outlier.
You don't want to be different. I totally understand that.
In college, my first college I went to, it's a college for kids with learning disabilities.
Okay.
And they teach you tools and tricks.
Strategies even.
And doesn't mean the coursework is dumbed down.
No.
The coursework is, intro to psych is still like intro to psych you'd find at University of Texas, minus the classroom size. But they taught me tools and tricks that I kept in my bag, and I did really well.
What sorts of strategies did they get you to employ?
Ways of breaking down material and comprehending it faster.
Okay.
Things I could do when it came to writing assignments.
Yeah.
Because I have reading comprehension, it means I could write, but I write from my heart and not from a context standpoint.
Sure. Not a lot of pre-planning. It's just going to flow to the page.
And it just it flows.
Yeah.
But when you look at the assignment, you're going, that wasn't an essay. That was from your heart.
Did I even touch on the topics required?
They taught me tools and tricks with every part of reading and writing and it implanted me to go further.
Mm-hmm. And that enabled you to go to a more primary university.
Correct. And also what I needed to ask. Professors there to teach you, but they also want to help you if you're struggling.
What I recall is they actually cared more about the kids that came and asked them questions or had challenges for them to help them get better. For the vast majority of the professors I worked with.
And and I learned that if I started to struggle, to ask for help.
Yeah.
And instead of taking the high horse and being high almighty of, I'm not asking for help, I'm good.
That's a huge ego hurdle, by the way. Like, getting over that probably wasn't very easy.
No, it was incredibly hard.
Yeah.
But for a good example, my last semester at New England College, I had to take anatomy and physiology, which is not an easy course.
No, but it's so useful.
And my first grade, I had the highest grade in the class. It was a C.
Oh, Lord.
The rest of the class had to be on a curve. But I went and sat down with my professor and walked through all my tests and explained to him my struggles here. Mm-hmm. And he asked, how did you study? And I said, sir, I read the book, I read my notes, I read my class notes, I read the slides. And he goes, stop. All I want you to do is go over the slides, because that is where all my tests come from, is the slide material.
Okay. So basically telling you how to take the class for the tests.
And my next grade was a B. And then the final, which is comprehensive, I had a 98 on.
Nice work.
Which is honestly a personal best on all record of any schoolwork. Walking away.
And presumably the hardest course you've ever taken.
I got a 98. And so my total grade for that, I had an A+ in that class to walk away.
I always found that I enjoyed the more challenging coursework where the professors knew it was hard.
Yeah.
And helped you to understand how to learn what they're trying to show. Even though, yes, everybody learns differently. I have to write in order to actually retain and learn. Fine. When they know how you operate, they can help.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful.
And I think benefits also me going through that experience. I got to the end of my educational career, and me being away I was away for 7 years. I was ready to go home.
Yeah, which is interesting because it's a totally different world, but you knew where you wanted to be.
And I know what if I was going to go back into ranching. I did. You and a younger self, you fight yourself of what your parents grew you up around.
Yep.
And coming from a ranch family, the potential to go beyond ranching is always there. But for me, I think I knew at a young age that this is what I was meant to do.
Yeah.
But I fought every bit of it.
And you probably could have done this without the degree, without the, stepping away for 7 years, but you might not have appreciated it at all.
I probably would have majored in agriculture.
Sure.
And done a lot of things differently, but at the same time, that leaves you with regret.
That's exactly it.
And honestly, I don't regret my decisions and that was life experiences that I went through.
I see it exactly the same way. And it's, as the person that I met, I say this sort of thing a lot, but you became the person that I got to meet by taking all these steps. You would be somebody totally different. You still might not regret any of the decisions, but you might always wonder. You might always ask yourself the question, was there something more out there for me, or whatever? Maybe not even more. It might not be more, but you might wonder that.
Correct.
And it's one of those elements where I would rather do the thing and see what happens next than not do the thing and wonder.
Yeah.
I always say I don't regret anything that I've done, but I regret the decisions that I chose not to make.
I like that.
Yeah.
Because there's truth behind it. Life is full of chances and things that we choose to do and choose not to do. Mm-hmm. And some of them we, in the end, look back and go, I wish I would have done this or done this.
Right.
I don't regret where I'm standing, but if I did this and this, and it really caps on the basis of getting wiser. And you get wiser as you get older.
You do. Hopefully, if you're doing it right, if you're not sitting paralyzed by fear, like you had mentioned earlier.
Correct. And me conquering college, that was conquering not being debilitated because I have needs when I learn.
Sure.
And I took it as a challenge and conquered it.
Yeah.
There's days on farms and ranches that it takes every bit of intuition and learning. It's a constant learning environment.
It's always changing. It's always shifting. And y'all were just talking about the weather.
Correct.
It changes everything, and it doesn't care about your plans.
No, it does not care about your plants, animals, anything. And it's all about conquering your day and not letting it own you. Mm-hmm. And
folks I've been talking with a few folks recently, and one of the common themes of their daily morning rituals, or however you want to call it, is just opening the front door and looking up and just with all the gratitude saying, hey, thank you for another day. I can't wait to see what's here for me, and just trying to flow with it instead of saying, I'm going to do these things. There's a place for setting your intention around the day.
Oh, yeah.
But the world doesn't care. It might even give you what you ask for, not the way you're ready for it.
Correct.
So you have to be able to move with it. It sounds like being on a ranch, you have to do a version of that every dang hour.
And every day is a different day.
Yeah.
The saying is that we have the laundry list or the task list or the honey-do list.
I have those.
It's never ending. If I chose to, I could do a different wholehearted task every single day.
Yeah.
And still not finish that list.
Maybe not even touch the list.
But it is always ongoing, and there's always something to add to it. Like for me, I'm fixing a tractor right now. Did not see that coming.
Nope.
But a tractor broke down in my tractor barn, and I troubleshot and did everything to my knowledge. Mm-hmm. And I have to replace 3 main parts. But I have to wait till middle of this week for them to come in.
Sure.
And I just had what I talked about, that hay that I threw today. That arrived. It needs to be in my hay barn. It can't get into my hay barn because my tractor is in my way.
And it's going to start raining probably when?
Tonight. So I had to put it on a trailer, and now the trailer's underneath.
Okay.
It's out of the weather.
I instantly had concerns that
Yeah.
this was getting in the way of that, and that is
No.
a big deal.
Yeah, no. I did that this morning and
Okay.
loaded the trailer. I'm going to probably maneuver the trailer a little more, but that takes 20 minutes of my time, which I do before I leave. Every day is different.
Yeah, which is fun. And I know a lot of folks who need every day to be the same, and that's just how they operate. I'm very glad that we have such very different people in this world, because not everybody can do the same things as everybody else. Like, I was not probably made to be a rancher, and that's cool, because you were.
Yeah. No, I learned at a young age that I was not the 9-to-5er who could sit behind a desk and that's it.
Alone would stop that from being an effective strategy for you.
Yeah. My desk would look like my desk does right now, full of everything.
Engine parts, printer cartridges, tape. I'm just looking and saying what I see.
Yeah. But probably times 10 because I have to sit here from 9 to 5.
8 hours a day, yep.
But, and that strikes on everyone has their own strengths and weaknesses.
Absolutely.
And
yeah, absolutely. So we're glad you came back to the ranch. But we were talking a little bit earlier before we started recording, some of the differences, or maybe it's on tape, my memory. Hot peppers destroy short-term memory, it turns out.
you went up
I did.
and you've come back down.
I am on Earth again.
But your brain is now fogged.
It's not clear. You're correct, sir. I suspect that this was before we started taping, but it was the discussion around what it's like to be able to have this capacity for freedom to walk around without having to be too close to people, and then the relative close proximity, higher density times of life. Noting that out here there's not much density, but then COVID happened. And how that all worked. I know we haven't really touched on this much, but when it happened, you were also a sous chef for a local restaurant. Yep. Were you also a firefighter at the same time?
I was not.
Okay, good, because that would have been a lot.
Yeah.
And you were working the ranch, but COVID clearly shut down the restaurant.
Correct. So COVID closed the restaurant. I think we closed a week before they announced that everything needed to close.
Yeah, and that was around March 14th, so probably the 7th.
So we closed and thought it was a temporary closure. We don't know. And then it became permanent closure. And I went from working multiple jobs 7 days a week to now I'm able to be home.
Yeah.
Now I'm able to relax. And it was truly a breath of fresh air for me.
Yeah.
Because when you work 7 days a week, multiple jobs, you're never home.
No.
My time with my kids was hi and bye and love you.
Yeah.
And I had this meal, but I got to go.
Did this start to change? Did the time down start to change your perspectives on what mattered to you, or did it?
It definitely put in perspective of one, I can't do something where my kids or family is at stake.
Yeah.
Because if my means of paying for everything is at a threat, that means I don't have a way to put a roof over my kids' head, food in their bellies, shirt on their clothes on their back, along with my wife. Mm-hmm. Me, I'm tough enough and I'll be okay. But those responsibilities are truly real and they're scary.
Yeah.
And I didn't want anything to ever happen to my kids.
Absolutely.
And it really pushed us outside the box in looking of ranching and farming.
How do we secure ourselves against the next thing?
And how do I lock this in where if shit hits the fan,
right,
we will be okay. And the family will be okay.
Yeah.
And what do I know how to do? I know how to ranch and farm. I could grow anything you put in front of me. Yeah. I could raise anything you put in front of me. And then the documentary happened. So we watched, my parents were during COVID. You're, of course, sharing what you're watching on Netflix.
With everybody.
Or because the only way we could see each other is basically through phone.
Yep.
Or if you're in the group.
Right, the bubbles. That's right, we had bubbles.
And so we were talking with my parents, and they said, why don't you walk? And at that time, I was pepper farming. But we weren't on a commercial scale. It was still a hobby.
This was when you were at like a couple hundred plants, maybe.
Couple hundred plants, and that was it.
Yeah.
And so my parents and I were talking, and they said, you should watch this documentary called The Biggest Little Farm.
Okay.
Which I would tell you to go watch that. It's an amazing story. But so my wife and I, we sat down and watched it with the kids.
Yeah.
And a light bulb turned on. And this time that light bulb, I was determined not to go out. And that light bulb basically went, I build a farm.
Sure.
And something in my gut told me to build a farm. And that is the way to stay sustainable.
Sure.
And you're taking your knowledge, David, that you have, and that's your backbone.
Yeah. And just owning yourself in this case too. Basically saying, I have to be good enough to do this stuff.
And if I fail, I'm the only one failing. I'm not going to, because I have my heels dug in and I'm moving. That same night, I started writing a business plan.
Cool.
I wrote a 10-page business plan with lists of crops, list of trees, list of animals. I sat and I read books. I did research. I did everything over the next month.
Yeah.
And in that time, started talking to Ron and said, I want to take over the pepper business, but I want to take this to commercial scale.
Yeah.
Because this commercial scale will allow me to survive off of it.
Correct.
And so there was an extra foot in the door of the start of this for us to branch off of.
And the pepper farm was one of presumably several streams of income that you had basically baked in the business plan.
Correct.
And then I always get caught up on this, but how do you find the people to buy the product? What's that marketplace look like? Is it?
Oh, it's.
I'll let you speak to it. I could guess, but
that marketplace is nuts.
Yeah,
and
it seems really overwhelming.
It's really all over the board, and there's so many regulations and things that you have to go about. Certify this, certify that, and that's also a big holdup when you start selling produce. Is I get the reason we have governing bodies that monitor.
Absolutely.
Products.
Absolutely.
I don't disagree that
a lot of people are going to do a lot of bad things to make a buck.
But at the same time, for the small farmer, I'm not a corporate farm. I'm a family-run farm. And they make it impossible. So you have to go through, what I do. Yes, it would be nice for Cisco. I'm throwing out big company names. Like a Cisco, Benny Keith, like their produce department to buy stuff.
Maybe like a Cargill would be nice to have on.
That would be great.
Yeah.
But also then you start talking price point.
Yep.
What I sell a 2-pound order of peppers for is retail.
Yep.
When I start getting into wholesale pricing, my price comes down.
Your profits go to very small.
I could only come down so far because I have to pay guys. I have to get paid myself.
Yep.
This labor, farmers, we go year round. We don't get that first freeze. We don't get to go. Oh, I get to go take a 2-month vacation.
Nope.
I take a week off, and I'm thankful that my wife really is a stickler on that, or else I would be the one to go, okay, I've taken 4 days off, back to it.
Yeah.
So when most families, you take your kids on vacation during the summer. That's my busy season.
Yeah.
Our vacation comes winter.
Yeah, you have to prep for the harvest in the fall, and
then it's just redoing and going.
Yeah, which also speaks to a very cyclical nature of your business. Like you're presumably, at least with the peppers, you're probably not selling that year round.
No.
So you have to have something else bringing in income, presumably. I don't know what things look like, but in order to pay people and yourself.
So I also run an Airbnb.
Oh, cool. Is that out in Fredericksburg where all the money is? Oh, it's here in Wimberley?
And we're sitting on the property.
Oh, no kidding. Oh, cool.
So the original housing structures that were on this farm needed remodeling. And like any remodel, you go over budget.
Yep.
And over time and everything else you want to throw in there. And so it became apparent that we needed to make money back. Mm-hmm. Us making money back was easy in the way of Airbnb.
Yeah.
And so we found a company that helped manage it. I'm still in the loop constantly, but I don't have to worry about getting it cleaned. I don't have to worry about finding the customer base.
They manage all that.
They do it all. I don't have to worry about switching my prices.
You just have to own the property.
All I have to do is be here.
Yeah.
And so that revenue stream helps keep me afloat the months that I'm not in season.
Right. But still very much working to prepare for season.
And it's still a full-time working farm.
Yeah.
Full-time working farm doesn't stop when the season stops. No. It continues.
And you had mentioned exotic animals.
Correct.
Presumably you do some hunting leases on your other ranch.
Yeah, so we have a full-time hunting program on the ranch. And I'm very thankful we have a team there. So my time could be focused here. Mm-hmm. But if I'm needed, I'm 45 minutes away.
Yeah,
and I could be there a little quicker, but 45 minutes is a good start.
Yep.
And my wife and I's goal is to expand this so that crop is going year round. With peppers, it's really hard to overwinter peppers because you have to keep conditions at a certain temperature.
Yeah.
But there are other crops that do well in winter. So if you base this off of how to grow. Mm-hmm. You throw in more things to grow.
You got land.
And add more. The more you add, the more revenue you will receive.
Yeah.
And the demand for homegrown farm, organic, farm to table, so to speak, is the way I like to call it, is sky high.
Yeah.
Because as all these health, this, then, the other, everything, what we have lost here is send the kid out to the garden, have them pull it out of the ground and take a bite out of it. A little dirt's not going to hurt you.
It's literally the way I grew up. You go out to the garden. Hey, JT, go get us 4 ears of corn.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Bring back a handful of spiders by accident. It happens.
Yeah. Or a piece of corn that's crawling with everything
exactly.
out.
Lord.
I said the corn, not the corn that was eaten by the deer and then enveloped with...
Hey, kids are jerks. We know what we're doing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But, being a farm, it's a fun job.
Yeah.
It's a fun way of life. And really expanding. I think the thing I'm most excited about this upcoming season is that I'm starting more of this expansion.
Yeah.
So I'm going to still specialize in peppers, but I'm going to add more backbone behind that.
Got it.
And part of that is I'm taking, instead of growing 30 varietals, which is nuts for any farmer.
It's a lot, but yeah.
It's very overwhelming. But I'm going to plant the stuff that sells. Mm-hmm. And grow some of the stuff that we like to eat, because I grow our food as well.
Right.
But I won't put 45 plants of that out. No. I'll have a plant or two harvest.
Like a personal garden, a series of raised beds, something for the family.
Yeah.
And then the rest is the commercial where you got to make money because it has to be a for-profit business to maintain this kind of property.
Yeah. Yeah. No, if I'm not making profit, it's not feasible.
There's the upside of we're in a no income tax state, but you still have federal income taxes, and the property taxes are very real here in Texas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like very real.
No, they are high.
And there are reasons for that.
Yeah.
But they're high.
Yeah.
Doesn't make them low.
Yeah. No.
I think I would guess it's somewhere around the expenses of owning a property like this.
Yeah. What people don't realize is how much work and blood, sweat, and tears that we have to put in to put food on your plate.
Yeah, very literal, by the way. You're eating somebody's blood half the time.
And it's not, there's easier days and there's hard days. And we're out through all the weather. And it sounds like a complaint, but at the same time, no, this is how your food gets to your table.
And it's the life that you chose to live.
Yeah.
Like, you could probably have gone and done something else with your time in your life, and it would have been a lot, quote unquote, easier.
Yeah.
But for you, I think the satisfaction wouldn't be there. I can't imagine it.
If I chose to do anything else, it would have left me in that position of, what am I missing out on?
That's right.
I'm not complete.
Yeah.
Quote unquote, cursed.
It wouldn't make you feel anywhere close to whole.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I'm going to force a segue here because part of feeling whole is also understanding, I think, or having an understanding of your place in all of this life. And I know that you're a man of faith.
Yep.
And I think that plays a huge role in what you do. You had previously referred to it as doing God's work by being a farmer. And the way you've expressed to me, and we'll talk about this a bit, I think, the way that nature plays a massive part in your personal spiritual practices.
Yeah. To me, it's taught to everyone differently, and everyone has a different faith and different idea. And it's 100% acceptable. Mm-hmm. To me, I know there's a God. I know that things happen for reasons. Everyone's designed differently, and my design was to be a farmer. Mm-hmm. You know, my design was to be here to help others through what I grow off land.
Yeah.
And that has more of a spiritual, religious context than anything. But my belief is that I was put here to run the land.
Yeah.
Everyone has a different job, and I know this is what I'm meant to do, and this is what guides me.
Yeah.
And if you look at back to creation of land, earth, etc., God put everyone in nature. And so why not be with nature?
Yeah.
Everyone has a common element, so to speak. I don't think we ever talked about it, but
that's okay.
Everyone has different things that calm them.
Absolutely.
The two that calm me are water and the middle of nowhere, or being in the woods.
Yeah, yeah. So being in a stream out in the forest is perfection.
Yeah.
I get that. I actually agree.
And so when I'm upset, etc., this is where I go.
Yeah.
It's there's no one to take anything out on. I don't need to.
Yeah.
But I need to calm myself. And being in that to do work for the rest of my life,
Yeah.
it's a win. And the overused saying, God has a plan for everyone. There's a truth behind it, but it's how you break it down and look at it. Mm-hmm. And it's like our previous conversation of, there are some people that think, I got to go to church every Sunday. I got to be there at this time, or I got to be the deacon, or
sure,
whatever.
They have their own calling in that.
It is
light.
whatever. To me, the calling wasn't, I have to be at church every Sunday. Mm-hmm. I'm at church every single day. God intended it to be that way. God never said, you have to go to this church at this time, at this hour. Be there for 4 hours, repent.
Right.
And then go home and go through your normal regime.
Yep. It almost seems more useful from the way you're framing it to live your life with that faith and with that constant exposure to what as holy or divine, or however you choose to describe it. Living your life in that way is more important to you than living your life in an arbitrary fashion, showing up for 4 hours and some form of temporary absolution until you do it all again.
Yeah.
You choose to live more directly in that life.
Yeah. And I think the benefit that I've taken from it is that it's like missing home. It allows me to Christmas Mass, mm-hmm. or Christmas church, sure. or candlelight service, or the big important gatherings. I feel more special going into God's house at that time.
Sure.
Versus, I was here last week. but this one's going to be a long one.
Yep.
So-and-so is going to talk there for the next 3 days.
Oh, and everyone's gonna be here. I'm not gonna get my seat. What's gonna happen? Sure.
Or I'm crammed up, cooped up.
Yeah.
It's cold outside, though, so they turn the heater on. But it's a day that you have to wear a suit and tie, and which that's a whole different.
I'm with you on it. Yeah.
I'm not a suit and tie guy. I own a suit. I own multiple suits.
Sure. They don't get a lot of use, I'm
I even have
thinking.
a tuxedo
Holy.
that still doesn't fit me.
Yeah, no, of course.
But they stay in the closet.
Yeah. Yeah, looking around, there's not a lot of use for a suit out here.
Everyone finds their own religion, their religious path, I'll call it.
Sure.
Their own way. And to me, the biggest thing that God harped on, that sounds horrible. God set and spoke about beginning of creation. Be your own creator. You do that by having kids. You do that by growing your own food.
Yep.
You do that by being part of a society that you help the growing part. Mm-hmm. If it wasn't for farmers, food wouldn't be on tables. And I guess I'm starting to go in circles here.
It's all right.
But the person that I like to quote is Anatoly Bakreev.
Yep.
And actually, I'll look that up. Not stadiums where I satisfy my ambition to achieve. They are cathedrals where I practice my religion.
Yeah. Yeah, you shared that with me the other day when we spoke, and I absolutely love that quote. Clearly, I wrote it down. If you didn't say it, I was gonna.
Yeah.
It resonates extremely strongly with me.
Yeah.
Extremely. And I tend to be one that tries to find God or the divine or however you choose to name it. I'll use whatever name works.
Yep.
I try to find it everywhere. And it seems a lot easier to find when I'm outdoors, when I'm out in nature and just breathing creation.
And he says it best. And you hit the nail again. It's easier for me to find his spark that he's put on me, or noted to me, or it's easier for me to find that when I'm in the middle of nowhere or in the woods or in nature.
Yeah.
Being cramped, to me, it's a big part that's missing in society. And that part spreads through something that is not religious worthy, is hatred.
Yeah.
And misunderstanding. And how many worse things can you name, etc. And go back to the beginning of time. Religion is all based around the same thing, just a different name or a different person or a different ideal.
Right, but still a lot of the same messages, and it's still a lot of the same concept that we are loved.
Yeah.
And something out there wants us to be the best that we can be.
Yeah. And at the same time, look, a book was written. It's a famous book. It's called the Bible.
I heard about it. Yeah. May have perused its pages.
So many religions are based off the same book.
Yeah.
Will they ever? Okay, we all came out of the Bible.
Definitely not.
One's called Torah. One's called the Quran.
Yep.
I say more?
Yeah. And then we have all the other books from the nations where Christianity was not a core concept, or not even Christianity, I should say. The monotheistic beliefs that came from the Middle East.
Yeah.
May never have touched. And they have some very similar structures and ways of considering reality, life, and death.
Yeah. At the end, we're all someone's child. In a bigger sense, not who's your mom and dad.
Right.
We're all someone's creation. I for sure wasn't it. Who is?
Yeah.
And I get and I understand why people are hesitant and, okay, I don't want to accept God is there, but I believe in lamp or hydro flask or what, hey, to each their own.
Yeah.
If that is your belief, you have a belief.
Yeah.
You're somewhere at least.
Yeah. And even folks who have a belief that's more material.
Yeah.
Right? That's their experience.
Yeah.
I have no problem with that.
Yeah. I respect everyone. You know, we are all different religion. We are all different walks of life. We are all different beings.
Yeah. And we all have our burdens.
Yeah. And he himself knew that we'd had them. The funniest thing, he knew we would screw up.
What we're here to do, that's not entirely fair. It feels like it sometimes.
But he knew we would screw up and learn.
Yeah, the idea of forgiveness is a strong one for a lot of people. And I know a lot of folks who came to religion through just the idea that, hey, I did a bad thing. It doesn't mean I'm necessarily a terrible person forever.
Correct.
Because they might not be.
Yeah.
In fact, they probably won't be. They probably weren't even a terrible person when they did the terrible thing. I've been called naive for this, or a little bit innocent, and that's okay. I always believe that there's another day coming.
Yeah.
You can wake up tomorrow and make a different set of decisions.
You can. And there are those of us who learn from falling off the bike.
Yep.
And there are those of us that struggle. And there are those of us that just continue. And it's an everyday domino.
Yeah.
It speaks about uniqueness within ourselves. It speaks about everything.
Yeah.
There are those that you should forgive and those that you should forgive. I picked my phone up. I put it down.
Yeah.
I've done it.
Yeah.
I cannot go back in time and change that.
Yep. So what are you going to do about it now?
I move forward.
That's right.
There are those that go out and do horde crimes.
Yep.
I don't condone that. I don't. But those people need to be looked upon in the same manner.
Yeah.
They did something horrible. Yes, they need to pay for their time.
We have societal obligations.
But are they going to be forgave?
And that's hard for a lot of people. And at the same time, I don't know what drove somebody to do the horrible thing.
Correct.
Would I have done the same horrible thing had I lived their life? Feels reasonable that I might.
Yeah.
Given situation and circumstance.
It winds to unique individuals and uniqueness between anyone.
Yeah.
And do I believe the people that have done really wrong by people deserve the punishment they get? Yes. You did something horrible. But you at the same time need to feel the pain that you put upon everyone else.
Okay, so a retribution idea there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And part of that is you want to be forgiven for your crime. Actually, they say this. Do the time.
Yep.
Do your punishment.
Yeah.
Learn from your mistake, but your mistake has affected now someone else.
It has. And whoever else was affected by it is also going to learn from it.
Correct.
It's weirdly a gift.
Yeah. And there's, look, I can't sit in the shoes. I can't say I understand it. I can't say that I've been through it. Mm-hmm. But what I can tell you is there are certain families that after this and the person has served X amount, etc., or he's life's in it and whatever, they've been forgiven. And it takes a lot to do that. Do I wish that happened to everyone on that chart and path eventually?
It's not up to us, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's also not, you and I control what is in front of us
That's right.
and what we're doing. I can't go, hey, I don't like those shoes.
Man, I like...
You got to throw those away. And guess what? They're your shoes.
Exactly.
They're not mine.
Yeah, you don't want to wear these $20 Grand Attack nonsense things that I'm wearing. I see how it is.
No.
You got good boots. I like them. Give them to me.
Yeah. Precisely.
Yeah.
Actually, I have a pair of shoes that those remind me, 5 fingers.
Oh, sure. That's a way more classy shoe than this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but you walked in with those and I was like, those reminded me of my 5 fingers.
That's right. That's right.
Those are somewhere in my gear.
Respect. It's a good way to walk, I
Yeah.
feel.
I used to train every day in them
Got it.
just because I like to do it barefoot. But when you're lifting weights, it's nice to have something.
We like to
sometimes.
pretend that like millimeter of fabric is going to protect our toes.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good pretend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you could drop 45 pounds on it. It hurts a little.
Yeah.
But you're a lot better than barefoot.
Not sure I agree.
Yeah.
I've done both. It feels bad either way.
Yeah. It's bad time.
I think so. David, thank you so much. I'm gonna wrap us up. I think we're good. Thank you again for having me out, and thanks for trusting me with this. I really appreciate it.
No problem. I appreciated the conversation and depth and dive into the brain of David.
Yeah. And I really do feel like people are gonna have a lot better sense of you and maybe other folks who are out here doing some of this work.
Yeah.
Because it turns out we're all people.
Yeah. No, we're all unique individuals. It's just
Yeah.
we have to start working together.
Absolutely agree. We could spend another hour talking about the division in the country, but
if we do that, I'm gonna have to cancel dinner and
we ain't got time for that.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be an interesting time,
yeah.
and I
you
really
so much
appreciate
for-
your perspective, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
As we wrap up this conversation with David Austin Marks, I find myself reflecting on the themes of balance and resilience that run through his story. Whether it's adapting to the unpredictability of farming, keeping a multi-generational family legacy alive, or finding his connection to faith in nature, David's life reminds me of the beauty and challenges of living closely tied to the land. I'm left wondering, how do we each find balance in our own lives? Whether it's between work and family, tradition and innovation, or connection and isolation, it's something I think we're all constantly navigating. Thank you again so much for listening. I hope you've learned a little more about David today, as I have, and that you're walking away with one less stranger in your life. Until next time, take care and be good to each other.